Good afternoon, everyone, from Bangkok, Thailand. This is Big Joe, part of All Talk Production. And today, we're going to talk about an interesting subject, Thailand at the crossroads. And as you know, excuse me, Thailand, particularly Bangkok, is undergoing a lot of changes. So today, we're going to, with visa policy, good to see you too, buddy. With visa policy, with Thailand is dealing with the challenges of dealing with globalization and also keeping the traditional Thailand. So there's a lot. Thailand is going through a lot of challenges. So today we'll talk about a few things about Thailand at the crossroads. The Tourism Authority of Thailand has been working pretty much diligently. For example, I'll use to encourage Chinese tourism, but Chinese tourism has been in a decline by 35%. A lot of the Chinese, for example, are now prefer Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Malaysia. There have been safety fears, which has been, I'm not talking so much like crime on the street, but such as scams, people being scammed out of their money. You always have a lot of boiler room guys, and maybe girls too. I don't know, but Thai officials pretty much they don't lack the resources or technology to trace these visitors. A lot of criminal cases involving foreign visitors and tourists. I should say, well, visitors and tourists is the same thing, but they've been solved. Thailand is putting a lot more resources in. As you see in the news, they just cracked down on a bunch of scammers. So we also have Thailand being forced to rethink their tourism strategy. Apart from improving public safety, the tourism ministry is trying to be upmarket and make Thailand a sustainable destination and not just a budget friendly one. Now let's be honest. Prices have gone up. They have. But like I've told you in past videos, if you're going to party and drink every night and do certain things, yes, Bangkok can get expensive, particularly Bangkok and Pattaya and Phuket. Let me just go with those big three there. Bangkok between Soi 1 and Soi 55 is pretty much the hub. It's where most of the tourists and high-end expats hang out. You go farther down, like I told you, past Ekamai or across the river, it gets considerably cheaper. But not only with the situation with current events going on in the world, flights have been more expensive. Tourism is down by as of early June. The last time I looked at the numbers, June 2nd, I believe, it's down by 3%. Chinese tourism, which I mentioned a minute or two ago, they went from 35,000 people coming every day down to 5,000 people. A good portion of Thailand's economy obviously relies on tourism. But Thailand, on the one hand, the government, I think, sometimes sends some mixed messages. On the one hand, they've clamped down on visas. They made things a lot tougher. But on the other hand, they have to balance. They have to do a balancing act because they what? They want tourism. Okay. They want people to come. They just want you to come spend your hard-earned money, and they want you to leave after 30 days, 2 weeks, or whatever. So when we're talking about public safety, look, as far as massive crime, getting mugged or stuff, is this country is pretty safe. In reality, policymakers have prioritized tourism numbers, sometimes at the expense of quality. What do I mean by that? Quality, there's environmental issues. Look, the air at times can be not obviously not clean. There's environmental concerns. There's massive traffic issues. Thailand can be disorganized at times, but to me, I like the chaos a little bit. That's one of the things, believe it or not, I like about being here, being in Southeast Asia. Someone asked me the question: do you plan on staying in Thailand forever? No, but I'll go to another country. I just haven't decided one yet. Yeah, there's been scams. One of the things about Asia, living in Southeast Asia, you get people from all over the world, and they'll try to scam, such as boiler rooms, such as crypto scams, call centers, which is a hot topic right now. Foreigners, money laundering. Taiwan has cracked down on that in recent years. That has cracked down, and what's that question? Why do you don't want to live there forever? Well, I love Thailand, Jeff. It's just I just may want to change. I don't know. When is that? It could be next year. It could be 5 years. I don't know. I just know myself. Thailand as an adult is the longest place I've ever lived, outside of growing up, obviously, with my parents. But since I've been an adult on my own, Thailand has been the place I stayed at the most. There's other things that I want to explore while I'm still young enough. It could be Laos, it could be Cambodia, it could be the Philippines. I don't know. But anyway, back on these tourism crossroads for Thailand. But that's a good question. I'm glad he asked it. Now, some will argue that the government needs to implement drastic reforms. Yes, they do. They probably do. But however, tourists also need to learn how to behave, right? We complain about the visas, right? Oh, the visas, Thailand's getting tough on the visa. They want this. And to an extent, that may be true. But if you look at the whole picture in its totality here, a lot of tourists need to learn how to behave. And I always said, if you won't do it in your home country, why do you do it here? Why do you want to misbehave here? You should respect the kingdom, be grateful that you're here, respect the customs, respect the culture, and respect the people, Thai people, and respect each other. But yes, Thailand is having economic trouble. Like I told you last week when I was in Pattaya, I know I talked to a lot of my friends in Pattaya, a couple of business owners I know, and they're struggling. I was a couple of nights ago, I was walking down Sukhumvit 22 here in Bangkok. And what I noticed, the restaurants, and because a lot of the bars, I don't have to, you can just walk. A lot of the bars in Thailand are on the street. They're literally, you can walk by and look inside the bar. You can see if anyone's there or not. And a lot of places are empty. Yes, tourism is slightly down, but also I believe when people are flying into Thailand, I think they're not staying in Bangkok. They're going to other places like Pattaya, like Krabi, like Phuket. So, people, it used to be a lot of people would come in, maybe hang out in Bangkok for a week and pop off and go somewhere else. Now, there's still quite a bit of expats here, but there's also some expats that are leaving. They're getting tired of the visa challenges, tired of. Someone asked me a question, and I couldn't find the source, or I didn't have time. But 10 or 12 years ago, someone said, "Well, Thailand doesn't want foreigners living here. They just want you to come spend your money and leave. And I can't blankly say that about the whole country. I mean, I'm sure there's a sect of the society that wants that. Just people, hey, come for 30 days, come for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, spend your money and get out. I'm sure there's a sect of society that wants that. But I wouldn't say all of Thailand. I mean, the Thai people are great overall. Still, I've never encountered a problem. Um, you know, but yeah, I'm sure there's a sect in the government. I'm sure there's a sect of society that doesn't want us here, except they just want the money. Fine, fair enough. That's a lot of places though. It isn't just Thailand. I'm sure Japan feels that way. I'm sure others feel that way. There's a sect of society, not all, that just say, hey, come, drop your money and go. But no, would I say all of Thailand? No. So we're looking at tourism also. Tourism, let's see what we got. I also look at how it affects the locals. And what you're also seeing is there's been a lot of Indians normally come to Thailand, but their visas have been knocked down to only 15 days. And I think when they come in and get that 15-day non-exempt visa, if memory serves correct, I think they got to pay a fee. Tour used to be for us, for Americans, Brits, Aussies, Western countries. There's like 93 of them. We went from 30 to 60-day non-exempt visa. Now it's back down to 30 days. So yeah, Thailand is at a crossroads. I think what the government's trying to do, they're trying to figure out, look, we want to keep the country safe. We don't want the Thai people to feel overran in their country. But at the same time, we also know we want tourists to come spend money. And we do want people living here. I don't care what living here. And they're doing a bunch of, as of this recording, they're doing some visa, not just visa reforms, but business reforms to try to get tourists to put their businesses here and spend money. And what do I think of that? I go, look, this is what I think. And this is not shade on Thailand. I think some businesses are a little hesitant because they want to be able to trust the Thai policy. Because in Thailand, they have a tendency to change their policy real fast, to change and to pivot real fast. A lot of these department heads inside the Thai government have a lot of power over their department. So the tourism department has a lot of power. What else, Jeff? I heard condo sales are down, crazy, many unsold units. Do I know anything about it? Yes. What's happened? Let me just finish this point, and I'll expound on what you just put there. Yeah. So a lot of businesses want to feel out the Thai government and see, hey, can we trust? If we build a factory here, can we trust the Thai government policy? Now, to Jeff's point, yes, what's happened in Thailand the past several years is a lot of people have built buildings and they've oversaturated the market. There's empty condos. It's a renter's market, right? So if you're looking to live here, like, look, I live in the center of Bangkok and I'm paying, right now I have a one bedroom, paying about $600 US, something like that, depending on the exchange rate. So to baht, it's like 20,000, something like that. And I live right dead in the center. I live right by a BTS station. I live right across the street from medical clinics, restaurants, you name it. I live in the center of it. So I'm not far from Terminal 21. I live in the middle of everything. And I'm paying a pretty cheap price. I have a pool, Olympic-sized pool here. I got a gym here. I have everything here. So But what's happened is due to the overbuilt, too much building, oversaturation of condos. There's a lot of empty condos now. And another question I got: can foreigners own condos? Yes, you can own a condo. Can't own the land. Can't own the land. And you can't own the. So if you own the house, you better be careful. You can't own the land. You better make sure you have a good deal, ironclad deal, if you're gonna have that house put on land. And again, there's more. I'll go into more of that. But as far as the tourism aspect, Thailand is at a crossroads. Yes, they have challenges, infrastructure challenges, environmental challenges, and all this at the same time, they want to make sure tourists are safe and happy. So yes, Thailand is at a crossroads, tourism-wise. Not just Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, Krabi, Chiang Mai. I talk about Bangkok and Pattaya a lot because I lived in those places. I've been to Chiang Mai. Why they keep U-turning on policies day and night? It fuses everyone. Well, I don't know. Who knows? I'm not inside the Thai government. I'm sure they're debating about it. I'm sure there's people inside that government politically with different opinions. Some are probably more pro-tourist. Some aren't. Some are more pro. Some are probably pro-expats. Some are not. And a lot of the times, the Thai government might react if the Thai people complain enough. So yeah, so I think the Thai government's doing a balancing act. They want to be tough on immigration, for example, but now they don't want to scare tourists away. Which, like I said earlier, the Chinese are a perfect example. One from 35,000 a day down to 5. They're going to places like Japan, Vietnam, and South Korea. A lot of Chinese, Indian visa. What I said earlier, got knocked down from 60 to 15 days. So again, and then there's a sect of people, and I know about 4 friends of mine that have left Thailand and went to Cambodia. I haven't been to Cambodia in a few years, but I am going to go soon. I'm looking forward to checking that place out. Believe it or not, people are going to Laos, Vientiane. So, and the Philippines. There's Malaysia. Thailand's is finding out there's a lot more options. Thailand used to be the big game in town. They still are, for the most part. They still are, but other countries are waking up, and other countries are competing for foreign visitors, foreign tourists, and expats. So yes, so the purpose of this is the Thai government needs to figure out. They have to have a proper balance to balance safety, environmental concerns, traffic concerns, infrastructure concerns, and they got to balance. Try to figure out they don't want to chase too many tourists off. So they got to figure it out because again, and I say all this. Thailand is a great place. Southeast Asia in general is great. My favorite part of the world, and that's why I'm here. So. You need to come. You need to visit Thailand. I'm telling you, Thailand can be as expensive as you want to be, and it can be as cheap as you want it to be. And with that being said, I hope everyone please like, subscribe, share, bang the notification bell, and share with your family and friends. And I hope you liked this content. And if you have any recommendations that you want me to talk about, anything you want. Some people, for some reason, people like hearing about Southeast Asia, so that's why I've been talking about it. But we can talk about anything. There's no limit. It's all talk, all the time, all talk production. Thanks for watching. And wait, talk about the economy more in my next video. I can do that if that's what you want. The next video, probably tomorrow, the next day, I'll gladly talk about the economy. See, you ask and you shall receive. Yes, we will go in depth on the Thai economy, or I will go in depth on it. I have notes on it. I've been reading a lot about it lately. I like to keep abreast of what's going on in my home country and in Thailand, and of course around the world. So again, I hope you all have a great day, night, evening, wherever you're at in the world. Take care and God bless. Don't be afraid to talk. Peace out.